What's up, everybody? Molly Van Marth here. I'm an executive health and fitness consultant. And today I've got my client Greg with us. I wanted him to come on here and share just about what his experience was like in his program, share some of his results. So I guess, Greg, first give us like an introduction on you. Who are you? What do you do? And then we'll talk about
Yep.
the program.
I'm Greg Roush. I'm the head of consulting at a large consulting firm focused on manufacturing and supply chain. Travel a lot, have a very busy schedule. Have always wanted to keep physical fitness into my routine, even when I'm jumping on planes. But as you change and you get older, you've got to mix things up and start to understand the ingredients have to be different. So that's how I came to talk to Molly, is understanding that I needed a coach to help me connect the dots for where I am now versus where I was when I was 20.
And also for you guys watching, this is kind of a fun testimonial to do because Greg's program actually ended 6 months ago. So he has been on his own for 6 months. And it's exciting because he's maintained his results and probably lost even a little bit more since the end of your program, which is obviously the biggest goal, right? Is not to just get results, but to be able to keep them long term. So what did you see happen?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost is just believing, right? Like stop overthinking and follow the program and the plan. No excuses. And as soon as I got into that, I stopped putting myself in situations where I would yo-yo back and forth, and we all go through that where we drop 5 pounds and we pick it back up and oh, what happened? Just understanding that there's a program, and if your body will respond to that program if you actually follow it on a regular basis. And it's not about dieting, it's about eating right and then changing the way you work out. Me, particularly, I wanted to maintain strength. And it hasn't been something where I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to be in the gym every day and I'm going to be, really hungry because I'm not eating a lot of food. Quite the opposite. The results came pretty quick as soon as I started listening to how to get there.
How many pounds did you lose?
20 pounds, but then after we broke, I lost a couple more, and now I'm in a place where I can balance. If I'm hitting the beach, maybe I want to lose a couple of pounds, and I can easily do it because I've gotten all this nutrition balanced out to a point where I can just turn the dial a little bit and get to where I want to get. But right now, I'm extremely comfortable. I haven't been in this kind of shape literally since I feel like when I was 18. Right. I mean, and I, besides being able to run fast, which I can't, but everything else is a really amazing feeling to get into those suits and they fit well, and just confidence overall and how you feel when you wake up and the energy you have throughout the day.
And yeah, just knowing what to do to be able to lose a little bit of body fat or gain a little bit of muscle is huge. Just knowing what that formula is. And I
Yeah.
remember when I talked to you initially, you were already eating healthy. I mean, you were taking some great supplements. You were, focused on fueling your body correctly. You had even mentioned that you had pulled back from some of the drinking, but like you weren't seeing the body composition changes that you were wanting to see. And so I think that was huge for you. It wasn't about like cutting out more food. It was optimizing the types of food that you were eating to give you that combination of losing 20 pounds of body fat and probably gaining who knows how many pounds of lean muscle.
Yeah, and it's important to understand that you don't know everything, and you can't always go to the internet and connect everything. But having a coach that looks at your results on a regular cadence, and you come honestly to your meetings and talk about what you were up to, right, for the last time, was all the difference in the world, right? Because I was doing some things right, but then the mix of things was not right. And so getting into that, how supplements are great, but they're not all of it, right? It's a lot of the mix of the natural foods you're eating. And one of the best things you gave me was a playbook for when I was traveling. So to understand how to look at a menu and
Mhm.
how to make the right choices on the menu. And believe it or not, eating, great, loving the business dinners I was having, but picking the right choice for my plate, right, was very good.
Teaching you how to critically think. And
Yeah.
that's a great point that you can't turn to the internet for everything. We have an overwhelming amount of fitness apps, information on the internet, there's stuff on Instagram, and there's information everywhere. We've got AI now, right? But the one thing that those things can't do for you is look at your picture as a whole and tell you the few most important things you have to focus on a weekly basis to really move the needle. So that's really what we focused on you was, okay, what are the priority things you need to do each week with food, what are the priority, targets you need to aim for with your workouts to actually shift what you're seeing in the mirror and to actually get the skill to move. So, and accountability, right? That's the one thing that like AI and fitness apps really can't replace is just those touch points of, are we making progress? Do we need to change something? And how do we keep momentum high so that you reach goals by a deadline? And you definitely did. So,
Yeah, I would say literally within 2 weeks of me, just getting through, starting with you is the first step, right? But then actually, I would say 2 weeks in, just kind of taking 100% faith in the coaching and the things that I was being told to do, I instantly started losing weight. Within a month, I was much stronger than what I thought I was strong, and I didn't realize how much stronger I could be at 56 years old. Until I really embraced the program, and the results are lasting. I can't tell you how many times I've gone through some weight loss. It's never been significant, but 5, 10 pounds, and then I pick it all right back up. And now that's just doesn't happen.
yeah. And you mentioned towards the beginning of this, you mentioned that we actually raised your rep ranges. And it's so, for you, that's what we needed to do. Because after I looked at what you were doing, I knew that to shift your body composition, that was the change we needed to make. Everybody is so different because there's other clients I've worked with and they're doing too many reps and we need to bring the rep range down. So I think that's the biggest thing is like, if you're really wanting to reach goals faster, you've got to be assessed by an expert. That is the shortcut, right? And you also mentioned seeing progress within the first couple weeks. And I think that's something I hear a lot, especially from business owners and executives, because you guys have the long game in mind. So you're really willing to be patient, which is, it's good to be willing to be patient. But the truth is, when you have a science-backed plan and it's actually designed for progress and not to keep you at a plateau, you do see results pretty quickly. And I think a lot of people are kind of stuck telling themselves, good things take time. When the truth is, if you're plateaued, if you haven't seen results from your current fitness plan for the past, 2 to 3 weeks, then it's probably not going to help you break your plateau. And it's just not designed correctly for progress. So it's always fun to show you guys just the basic science so that you have the ability to critically think even when you're traveling, because you guys encounter situations like that. But the truth is, with the right plan, you can still make progress regardless. Anything else in terms of, I don't know, just like runoff benefits of getting into better shape?
Yeah, I mean, confidence, energy, right, throughout the day. You're not reaching for, your coffee or whatever you need. You're not, because you're eating better. You're not hungry. You're not snacking, right? You don't even want it, right? Because the types of food you're eating are addressing your body's needs. And each one of us is a sports car in our own way, right? So just getting that fuel right has been great. Enhancing your energy to think critically in your jobs, which are, most of you that are working with Molly have very challenging positions where you have a lot of responsibility, and just feeling like you can go out there and score some touchdowns if you need to. That's a great thing when you're in a high pressure job.
For sure, for sure. That's another big one too, is like, if anybody's watching this wondering, are they on the right plan? Do they need a new plan? You will know that you have found the right plan and the right strategy when you perform better as you look better. You shouldn't have to sacrifice performance for looks. And if you feel like you're doing that, then you need a better game plan. So
100%.
awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Obviously, it's been
Sure.
fun working with you, and I know you'll take it
Yeah,
even farther than here. But yeah, thanks for sharing.
absolutely. And I thank you for being such a great coach and getting me to